What's up, Dace Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Dace Man Show. I am your host, Chris, the Dace Man Dace, and joining me as always, Gibby!
Woo!
Yeah, it's the same problem. Yeah. Back behind the producer's desk, Frank Ward!
Well, hi!
Hi, your phone didn't go nuts near your mic.
No, one, because I always have my volume off. Always.
Always.
My kid uses my phone too much. It's kind of ridiculous how many fucking apps are. I didn't know you could put this many apps on a phone.
They got a lot of storage, like...
Yeah.
Fucking children, man.
Yeah,
but
no,
yeah,
you're not wrong. I listen to Spotify, so mine's always cranked to the fucking roof.
Oh, I use my work phone for Spotify.
See, that's smart.
Yeah. But otherwise, my phone, like, it's on vibrate, and the volume's always down. So...
Yeah.
There's people that, when they share videos and stuff, and I click it, and I just can't hear, and I give up. I don't ever turn the volume back up.
See, I always have this crippling fear when I'm on a conference call, and I turn on my phone just like look at my messages or something like that. The TikTok might have been the last app I was in.
Yeah.
A video app, and all of a sudden it's just going to scream, because it has happened. And the mic's open. And it's like, huh. It's weird.
My mic is almost permanently muted when I'm on calls.
Same. I'm pretty much a deaf mute guy when it comes to technology. Everything's just muted.
I talk a lot, but I always unmute myself.
In this company, it's been on mute a lot, because I'm just listening and absorbing.
Like...
My problem is that a kid, he's a fucking terror.
Like, I actually do the same thing,
Keep it muted, otherwise they're just gonna hear a kid fucking upstairs the whole fucking time.
I do the same thing over here a lot, where actually I mute my mic over here a lot.
That's fair.
But I think
Yeah.
I normally unmute it when I talk. I don't know. Somebody might tell me, like, oh, we can't hear Frank. But
I do find that most people have lost, that they have zero fucks now about background noise. I've been on a couple calls, and maybe it's just a consultant thing, where when you're amongst your friend or amongst your coworkers. Yeah, fuck it, send it.
I'm that asshole that mutes everybody.
I was gonna say, I think that's just the same typical. Like, you remember all the conference calls we used to be on, where they always open it with, "Please mute your mics, please, please," and it's like,
God.
And it's like, dude,
I mute everybody. Like, you can right click on their screen and mute participant.
But that's the thing, I don't
fucking everybody.
I don't understand. For one, every company I've been with, when we do conference calls, same, please mute your mics, please start. One, how is this everybody's first fucking meeting? If you don't have your mic muted and you have background music, fire them. Get a fucking grip.
I mute them. I right click.
It's an automotive thing.
Yeah.
Where because I haven't since I got more involved with the IT side of it, even in my old company.
Yeah.
I fucking say Auto Plus, fuck them. The IT guys, they just don't care. The pandemic has made a lot of people bold.
Yeah.
Where they just leave it open, and you hear kids yelling, and dishes slamming, and sometimes you hear the ocean. It's like, what the fuck is going on over there? Where the automotive, I remember way back when we were on those first fucking calls. Please mute your mic, and that's just because you kept hearing the fucking warehouse because the people working the phone. That's been a red flag right there. You can't operate a phone. How are you gonna operate this multi-million-dollar system?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because you just hear forklifts and shit like that.
Yeah, and now you hear them walking. Now you hear them walking through Walmart. You hear the Walmart speaker going, "Blue light special."
Daddy, I'm trying to play Roblox. Well, I'm also trying to work. We can't share a computer.
That's right.
It's a weird boldness. I'm not there yet.
I'm that asshole who just mutes everybody. You guys are just not. I mean,
I don't have the.
As soon as I start hearing shit I don't want to hear, I just mute the participant.
I don't mute it when it's a customer call.
I'll do it mid-sentence with them too. Their fucking background noise mute. Fix your background. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't do it when it's a customer call. Because I'm not going to mute some customer that's
Oh, I mute NFI all the time. They drive me fucking nuts.
You got a different relationship.
Yeah. Fucking
in that relationship,
actually,
we're NFI.
I do it to Geodis as well. Fuck.
In that relationship, we're Geodis and the NFI.
Yeah. Oh, I don't give a fuck.
But what a week we had. We did a show last week, correct? Because for whatever reason, I can't remember what the fuck we did.
Yes, we did. We talked about not, but we did because that was Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's right.
And we did have one.
What the fuck we even discussed?
I think we talked about the Nintendo Direct, which I was going to bring up, but we already
did. Yes, we did cover that.
Is there not a State of Play coming up soon, or did that happen today?
2 days.
2 days, of course. These happen
Thursday?
after we do the show.
I think it's Thursday.
That'd be 2 days.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's
I love how they come out on Wednesday and Thursdays.
It's Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah.
Probably Wednesday, because then we have to wait a whole week before we actually record on it.
And then the worst part is
they did announce that they're gonna have 2 different VR things there. I don't know what they're gonna be though.
The PSVR 2's out, isn't it?
Yeah, but they said in the state of play they're going to showcase 2 VRs. Well, I don't know what they're going to. They said the third parties.
I'm gonna assume Marvel.
Could be.
We're gonna remaster Iron Man VR. But
Cool.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania came out this past weekend.
I saw that.
You saw it.
I did.
What were your thoughts?
I loved it. Paul Rudd's amazing, beautiful man.
So the reason I'm bringing the movie up, not because I don't have any other topics, but mainly the reason I'm bringing it up is the fact that the Rotten Tomato score,
Fuck
the
'em.
IMDb
Wait.
score, all the critics are tanking this movie.
Well, fuck them and their hating ways.
Really?
Oh yeah, but the audience has it up at like 80 something,
So what's the critics have at?
40 something.
Why does that always seem to be the case? Like, the
see,
critics and audience rarely ever agree on a movie.
At what point do they just stop? Like,
Stop what?
reviewing. Because clearly no one's listening to them.
Yeah. But I mean, not
It's
just...
sort of the same thing with the Transformer movies. The critic scores were like in the teens.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's
the
I think 'cause
Transformers were always in like high 70s, the mid 80s.
I think the biggest problem is critics go in there looking for, like, Scarface and Schindler's List.
They want,
Yeah,
they
I
want
think-
like story-based storytelling where that's just
I-
like you can't have a critic score on an action flick.
I think it's probably closer to, like, since I've been watching MasterChef.
Yes.
I should say, I've been watching MasterChef.
Yes.
No, Salt Bay's not in it. That's not Gordon Ramsay. Anyway,
Bam!
when they go out there and they taste it and they critique the food because they're looking for nuance and shit, and all I could think is, like, you give that plate to anybody else in the world, and they're gonna eat the shit out of it. Like, yeah, this is fucking fantastic.
Oh, I look at half that shit and go, I would never eat that because of what you used.
Well, you're a picky eater, though.
Cow tongue?
I haven't gotten to cow tongue yet.
I don't know if it's in MasterChef. It's been on Next Level.
I'd try cow tongue. I mean, I'd try it.
It's
See what's
lamb,
up.
so it's in my parameters.
Yeah, it's well on land.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like, just my point is that I think the critics are trying to be overly posh about it. Where, like, the audience is obviously everyday people that go to see it, and they're like, yeah, that was a good movie.
Well, that I feel like now that we've moved into the age of 2.5 hours is not going to tell the whole story.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it across multiple movies. And, like, if you came to this movie thinking it was Ant-Man A to Z, yeah, the movie probably sucked. But in the larger scale of, like, actually moving the fucking MCU forward,
It made
pivotal.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the movie. I didn't. I think the only downside I had on it, I don't want to spoil it. I know you shrug your shoulders, but like this might be one you might stumble upon. This is the second time they killed Kang.
Kill Kang.
Well, he's not officially dead, to be fair.
But that's no.
I know they really heavily hinted at it. If you include the post-credit scene, we're like, well, I wouldn't be here if he wasn't. But, like,
Yeah,
no body, no crime. Just saying.
but it's the second time he's been defeated easily.
It wasn't
Not
easy.
easily.
Paul,
Defeated by one. Or
1.5.
How? But like, think about how you were introduced to Thanos. You were introduced to Thanos on screen for the first time, like in a movie.
Yeah.
He killed Heimdall. He snapped Loki's neck, and he beat the fuck out of the Hulk.
Yeah.
Kang has been stabbed by some random bitch that just showed up
Yep.
as a variant, and then got beat by the ant guy,
Well-
and made the joke about being beaten by the ant guy.
Kind of to be fair-ish, is the Loki one.
Yeah.
He pretty much just said, go ahead, do it if you want. Like, he allowed it.
That's fair.
So I wouldn't call that beat. That was just a...
And they're specifically staying away from calling him Kang. They keep referring to him as He Who Remains, and like, don't actually like he's a variant, but like we're not gonna call him Kang.
Yeah. So that one I wouldn't count towards that.
But the second one,
Yeah.
who was in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and has been built like even in the movie itself, are building him as like, yo, he has fucked shit up.
He was beaten by... I assume we're clearly spun. He was beaten by ants. Remember, he was drug off. They put a number on him. He was
but he also
he was
bragged
a-
about killing Thor. Like, same movie, bragged about killing Thor.
Thor's not a bunch of ants.
You're not wrong, and maybe, it could be that Thor was
Super
fat
smart.
Thor after Endgame, so, he wasn't a
Oh, that's
peak
fair.
condition.
That's fair. We don't know what kind of Thor it was.
Yeah, it could have been Frog Thor.
It could have been just Frittata Thor that just fucking
Yeah.
didn't know shit.
It was weird to me that, like, he's your 4, 5, and 6 villain, right? The saga.
Yeah.
He's been killed twice. And it's like, I get that here's my problem.
Here's my problem.
The post-credit scene is like, oh my god, it's the Council of Kangs. but it's like the 3 ridiculous fucking Kangs. Like, I'd rather have him beat like Ramatut or one of the other 2 goofballs that showed up in the end credits, and then that badass one we got was like, all right, one of our Kangs fucking died. Let's roll out. Rather than like the Council of Kangs feared this one and he died.
And now they're like, oh, let's go because he's dead?
Yeah.
And we care?
And then they've got like a whole Coliseum, which kind of sets up Secret Wars, because Secret Wars is like a battle world type thing. But like, those haven't even felt ridiculous. Like, the serious tone, don't get me wrong, I loved Kang in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm more mad that he's dead.
Right. Well, I mean, it could be a Superman death where, granted,
Or Darren Cross.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to him in the first Ant-Man, and obviously he showed back up.
Yeah. So the trick is, really, Paul Rudd can't actually kill anybody.
No, not at all.
He just makes them small.
Yeah, because I think he's best friends with Ghost now, or whatever the fucking villain was in the second one.
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
Foster in the phase one. It's just, it feels lacking. And the shit thing is, I don't think we're going to get any more Kangness until Loki Season 2, which is sometimes this summer or fall.
That's got to be coming up pretty soon, isn't
Well,
it?
what's
One of
the
the
next?
post-credit scenes was a tease of it.
Yeah, what's the next movie?
So the next movie's Guardians, which I don't think has anything to do with this.
No.
I think it's more of just like a send-off for them. So if you're a critic and you want an A to Z story, that really feels what that's going to be. Secret Invasion comes out on Disney Plus, which is the Skrull invasion that is bringing back like Nick Fury, Everett Ross, a bunch of like other characters. Don Cheadle's in it. But that's focusing on the Skrulls.
Yeah.
So it's very. I still don't know where we're going. Like, we know where we're going because they told us in the summer we're going to Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars.
Yeah, just the timeline. When are we gonna get there?
Are we just going to be shocked by it? Like, all of a sudden, like, oh, it's here, and we didn't actually tell a story to get here. Even though I do think this pushed the needle, just maybe not the way I wanted it to go. How'd you feel about it?
Well, I didn't know half the stuff you talked about right there.
That's fair.
So,
It was great.
yeah. So again, no, I enjoyed it. It, for me, again, yeah, it set up. It's telling the story going forward of like, oh, hey, we got a bad guy, we got some Kangs, and there's a whole bunch of them in a Coliseum, going all fucking frat boy crazy, whatever.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we got another one that's obviously showing up in Loki, where he's just
Victor Timely or whatever the character is.
yeah. So that there's another one coming up. That's cool.
To be honest, like when we were sitting there and Trish said she wasn't surprised by that second credit scene. I am. I didn't think Jonathan Majors was going to go back to Disney Plus again.
Yeah.
I felt that when he did the little, like, He Who Remains was the nice little hat tip, and we're going to run into the blockbusters.
Yeah, and then he'd just be known by name or something.
Just statues, and, like, he's just an ominous figure in the background. To have him, like, boom, probably pivotal part of Season 2, that was somewhat of a surprise to me. I didn't expect it to be.
Yeah. So, I mean, at least...
We're gonna name it.
I do agree. Probably we've got to wait for Loki Season 2 to progress the rest of the phase.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I agree from the... again, the outsider's look of I don't know the comics or anything else, just it sounds like Guardian's going to have nothing to do with the story, this phase, really.
And Guardians I'm nervous for because they had a loose end that they're trying to tie up in this that is making his debut that has nothing to do with this saga.
Yeah.
Adam Warlock.
The guy we've been waiting for 4 years.
He beat Thanos, and he was pivotal to the Thanos defeat.
Well, maybe he's pivotal to the Kang defeat later on?
I guess, but also the centerpiece was an Infinity Stone.
Oh.
In the comic. And he could wield the gauntlet and shit like that.
Oh.
So it's... they're clearly reinventing this character.
Well, yeah, because then Robert Downey Jr. couldn't get out of his contract, so you see,
Yeah.
he had to do it.
Pretty much. So you have that, you have them disassembling, or whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, is it wrong to hope that they kill him off? Like, I don't know. I want some finality.
Like the Guardians, or the...
Whoever's leaving. If they're getting rid... Like, none of this, like, Drax just goes off to the sunset, or Gamora, whoever, anybody. Like, none of this, they just go away and we never hear from them again. Kill him. Kill him dead.
I don't think they will.
Kill him?
Yeah. I mean, because I really thought we were walking out Thursday with somebody dying that wasn't already dead.
Yeah, or there was a clear moment where I thought you were going to be right when you said that he was going to just get trapped again.
Yep. Yeah.
But instead they're like, oh, LOL, I guess we figured this out. It was an accident at first, but now we meant to do it.
The communicator can all of a sudden open portals.
Yeah, easy peasy, no problem, yeah.
I like the movie overall. I want to watch it again. It's just... I had more... I think... Because you think this kicks off Phase 5, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning of Phase 2... Never mind. I think it was Thor: The Dark World, so I wasn't really that confident. I was going to say, I think I felt more confident, but nah, I'm pretty sure it was Thor: The Dark World. Kicked that off. And basically, aside from giving us the Reality Stone, that thing fucking...
Yeah. Again, I think the biggest problem is just knowing that we gotta wait, and it's still gonna be 2 to 3 years before we get the... well, we might get a minor... Like, there's gotta be a team-up coming up soon, right? Because when was...
I think Secret Invasion's gonna be that kind of team-up.
Because when was Age of Ultron? That was the first Avengers, right?
That was 2016? So that was 4 years after the first one?
Yeah. Well, the first one meaning...
First Avengers?
First Avengers, yeah, I guess I don't... Like, I get...
8 years after the Iron Man debut?
Was it really?
Maybe it was 2015.
Okay.
No, it was 2015. I was dating that weird girl.
So hopefully they move a little bit quicker. They probably won't.
Well, the weird thing is, Kevin Feige just did an interview where they said they're going to slow down.
No, that's wrong answer.
Because apparently they said there was an influx of Disney Plus shows, so it felt like it was overloading fans. Not the case, just make better TV.
Yeah.
They actually pushed the Marvels from their July release date to November. So the next movie after Guardians is not till November.
I guess they're probably doing that because they need to slow down to try and...
Money.
I don't know if it's money per se, but trying to, spend more time on each one.
And you gotta watch out for just superhero fatigue of like...
I don't think that exists. I think that is fucking idiot people.
That's James Cameron pushing a narrative.
Yeah, they said the same thing about Star Wars. That's a fucking lie.
I mean, I don't know. For yes and no. You have your hardcore fans and your people that will always go. But I haven't seen Black Panther. I'm starting to get to the point of I really don't care unless it's something pivotal.
That was weird.
But I'm just saying,
it's that rabbit hole again.
Can we point out that they fucking re-released Titanic to the movies again?
So that they can beat out something.
Endgame.
So fucking annoying.
And Avatar. I'm really getting tired of James Cameron. And then I saw a video where Mark Maron felt the same way, but was trying to do it nicely in case he needed a job.
That's...
Apparently he read for a part for Avatar, and they told him where he was filming. He's like, I don't do that.
Okay, so...
And they gave it to Jermaine from Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah.
And they're filming in Australia. He's like, he's perfect for that. Yeah, he lives there. He's got family. I don't fucking want to go to Australia to be in a movie. And then he turned to the guy interviewing, did you even see him in the movie? Can you point out Jermaine in the movie? I'm not fucking doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool though. You walk through James Cameron's house. It's like a little museum to himself. He has a bunch of props and shit from his 4 movies that he made because he didn't make many movies.
Yeah.
I hate James Cameron.
Just made big ones.
Yeah, he got lucky.
And he's just gonna. So he re-released Titanic to beat out.
It's coming out again soon. It's for the 30th anniversary or something like that.
Oh right, make it seem important.
It's an anniversary release.
Yeah,
and it's dude.
Well, the good side of that is AMC is fucking up everything to people who don't want to go to movies, so maybe nobody will go.
Yeah.
Because now you got to pay a premium to sit in the middle.
I just really can't stand James Cameron anymore, which hurts me because I love Terminator.
Yeah.
And it's how can a guy who made Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 suck dick so much?
He's good at it.
And suck dick in a way of oh yeah, well, you're sucking a worse dick. You were in sci-fi. You did Alien, you did Terminator. Come on. And you're going to sit there and piss and moan of they're ruining cinema. Just because you made a bunch of blue people fuck?
Is that what he's actually said? That they're ruining cinema?
He does not like Marvel movies whatsoever. He any shot he could take at the MCU, he takes. Huh. So I don't know if maybe he asked to film something.
He got denied, yeah.
And they went, nah, you're not our style. Which, thank God.
Yeah. I'd put money on that.
Because, at this point, it's Disney. So, how are you going to sit there and keep shit-talking Marvel when Disney now owns Fox that owns Terminator, Titanic, Avatar, Alien. Like,
I'm just thinking, like, you're probably right on a movie, but he probably wouldn't do bad for a series.
he has some good
For
projects.
a movie, yeah, I don't know if
He's just such
well,
a dick. Like, I specifically did not go see Avatar 2 because he's such a dick.
But there's a second one?
It just came out.
December.
Whoa.
It might still be in theaters.
I didn't even know.
Oh, it is, because, you know, he's just trying to set records. Don't
Just-
matter.
Keep it in there till July.
Yeah. It's just... Well, they'll re-release it in July with, like, a 10
box office.
It's top 3 all time.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I
like...
didn't even know it came out!
It's the first Avatar, it's Endgame, and now it's this fucking other one.
I didn't even know it came
It's
out.
ridiculous. I didn't go see it, so I want to know
didn't
what
go
the
see
real
it.
numbers are. If I didn't see it,
I was just gonna say, I didn't even know it came out. Like, I know all the fucking Marvel stuff's coming out. I didn't even know that was coming
James
out.
Cameron went to movie theaters and bought all the empty seats.
it really feels that way. Because, like, if you look at the top 10 list, I've seen them all in theaters, except for this one, and you got
I'm
to
kind
it.
of tempted to send it, or all our chats like, so who went and actually saw
Eric.
Avatar 2?
Eric jerked that film off. Eric probably saw it enough for all of us. Eric loves it. Eric also loves the ride down in Florida. It's in Animal Kingdom or something.
Yeah.
That's the one I didn't go to Animal Kingdom because of it. So I have like a weird hatred to James Cameron's on the list.
Yeah, Eric just slid the ticket taker 50, being like, "Hey, can you add this to the box score, the box tally?"
yeah.
Like,
These
just
guys
please.
usually come with me.
Yeah.
So
So,
just
here's their money.
they're here.
Count it.
They're here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But he's just such a dick. Same thing with like Scorsese. Like he came out and started badmouthing the MCU, and then he released The Irishman, which I watched,
Yeah.
and went, "You just did a 3-hour movie that was boring."
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't bad, but it was.
It wasn't
Boring.
Goodfellas, so someone lost a step.
Yeah.
It was rough, and it's an interesting story too. How do you fuck up? How do you make that boring? Like it's the story of Jimmy Hoffa.
Hey, he's got skills.
Very good skills. That's why I like Steven Spielberg. He just stays in his fucking lane.
No. I got a problem with him.
What do you do?
Ready Player One.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Though, in his defense, I don't know if he actually does anything anymore. Like his name, I think they just put his name on things, and he might show up to set a couple days.
Yeah.
It's probably some like assistant director, who then goes and makes an Oscar movie 2 years later of like, oh yeah, I worked on that with Spielberg, because he's still on the fucking credits for Animaniacs. You're gonna tell me Steven Spielberg is overseeing Animaniacs?
No, he probably just said, "Hey, my name's still going back on there, right?" Right.
Yeah, like he secretly runs WB.
Probably.
That'd be for the best.
What they've been doing?
Yeah. Maybe it would help him out a little.
Well, anyway, it's a good movie. If I spoiled it for you, sorry. I don't know if you're a real Marvel fan, you should have seen it by now.
Yeah.
If you're a gaming Marvel fan, you didn't care.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, watch it when it comes to Disney Plus.
Yeah, by like May or
Whenever
late
the fuck
April.
it comes out, yeah.
That's all I got.
Cool.
Gaming news for Gibby. Gibbles and bits, gibbles and bits. I'm a little bird who loves gibbles and bits. Gibby.
So there is a ton of news about Microsoft and its attempted buyout of Activision Blizzard.
Jizzard.
So I guess they
I
had
know that's not
another
it, but-
pretty major day in court today. I haven't seen any of the outcomes of it because I assume it's West Coast, so it's probably going to be releasing soon.
Are they battling in the U.S. or is this them in Europe?
This is all
they're getting-
over
okay.
the place.
Because I know they were getting slammed in Europe too.
Yeah.
So we're just real quick side note, which probably isn't relevant to anything. Well, it's relevant, but you know the Adam guy from Adam Ruins Everything?
Yeah.
He's got a YouTube channel
Aw.
because his show got canceled. So
he landed on his feet.
he's not bitter at all. He's very bitter.
That I need to watch.
So
It's
he had
bitter.
he had one recently that talked about mergers
Yeah.
and about how he snuck it in a weird way, but basically how mergers fuck everybody up because it creates a monopoly, yada 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 yada. More,
Depends.
but well, it depend. He has example. The main moral I'm getting to is he talked about this acquisition and pointed out that there's people in Congress that are actively against mergers and they're fighting against this type of thing. That's all.
Specific,
That was-
like,
That was the tie-in.
just because it's a merger?
Because it's a merger, a major merger that affects things a little too much.
Yeah.
That,
Problem
in that
is that
context.
they need to come up with a law basically saying like no one company should, after a merger, own more than like 40%
X
of a market.
X percent of but like I'd recommend, I guess, going to watch it, not to give him views or anything, but like he breaks it down better than I'm going to. He had
It's such a
data.
weird merger, though. Like Comcast, I get. If you go out and you buy all the smaller little fucking Cox networks and all that bullshit, and all of a sudden, like, oh, well, you can't put Fios there because I got the pull, that's a problem.
Yeah.
The gaming world,
It's mainly one thing and one thing only they're fighting over.
it's COD, right?
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I mean, he also talked about the the Discovery merger with WB or whoever the parent company is.
Yeah, which
He talked about that and about how, like, you had a guy that came in and just started cutting budgets and shit, and like canceling shows and all this shit.
he did go in there with a fucking sickle.
I mean, oddly enough, though, he didn't touch on the Disney,
Disney Fox merger.
Yeah, he didn't talk about that. So like,
He's being produced by Disney.
he's probably got some biases in there too. But like, moral of the story is he talks about biases or mergers and how they can be very, very terrible. And how about
No, I get. I think if
all.
it's the service, like I mean, look at the electric company, look at cable, look at internet, all that bullshit. That's where it gets really murky and dangerous.
Oh, he teed off the clickbait of it was Taylor Swifties
Yeah.
some Ticketmaster.
Yeah,
But it started with Ticketmaster and about how Ticketmaster Live Nation, and I know this is not gaming news anymore, so I'm sorry.
It kind of is. It's going into the.
Yeah.
But Ticketmaster Live Nation have a basic monopoly over concert venues and concert.
I find that is
artists.
Ticketmaster, and they're not even a monopoly. Like they are just basically a monopoly. They're doing shady shit though. They're a little bit more.
No, they're a monopoly.
Yeah.
Like their
They're the
parent
bad guy.
their parent company is Live Nation,
Yeah.
which is the one
It's the
promoter.
Yeah,
The promoter,
there's
thank you,
a
that's what
bigger
I wanted.
fucking issue there, but yeah.
and they own half the venues. Like any major venue,
It's powered
they-
by Live Nation.
they have the rights to that venue. So if you're an artist trying to get to anywhere that has probably more than like
10 people.
100 people, you're going to have to go through Live Nation. If you want to play somewhere with Live Nation, your tickets have to go through Ticketmaster. Like,
Yeah.
you've got that whole... It's basically a monopoly, other than if we have for
There's
the...
5 out there that are standing outside of it, and they go, it's not. They exist.
Yeah. Or we have the Game-a-thon, and we say, hey, Smash Mouth, you want to perform here?
Yeah.
We'll sell your tickets.
Through Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
So that's all. Mergers suck, and that's the fight that some people are fighting.
Yeah.
I don't know if in this
there
case,
are some
but
mergers that are beneficial, but you are right. Most of the times they are not beneficial
right.
to the end consumer. But
So that's all. That was my story.
I'm trying to think of
Thanks.
one where they're good.
it's usually when one company's going under.
Disney buying Lucasfilm and buying Fox was great for me.
Yeah.
I love that the X-Men are back at Marvel. I love that Star Wars got like an injection of life after they stumbled after a couple. But it pushes that content out that I don't think we would have gotten otherwise.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's good because like they also could just stop.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some that are.
I don't have an actual example, but the kind of what you said, Gibby, like if you had like a big company in like New York that did whatever television producing or some cable company,
Yeah.
and you had like a suffering one in like South Jersey that just it's the only one there, but for some reason they're suffering because they have bad management or something, and they merger to help like
Well,
get
that would have
better.
been
I don't know.
They're having that problem with that
just-
Sinclair Broadcasting Group right now.
Just think of your prior company. Like, if they did that correctly, it would have been better for everybody, but they didn't do it correctly. Because, like, that's a very, very dysfunctional...
Would have been very lucrative for the people in the company. I don't know about the end
Well-
user.
For customers? For, like, everyday, normally customers? If you have something that can actually compete with the dealership, I completely think that would be very beneficial to the end-home customer.
Yeah, but...
But the leadership there was fucking retarded. But that's
Oh.
a good story.
That was actually so kind of off of that. I guess one of the big things, like, in order to pass the test, like, you pretty much have to agree, like, Congress is just going to be like, well, prices go up for the consumer. And as long as they say no, Congress is like, then it doesn't hurt them.
Yeah. And then 5 weeks later, inflation made us rise it.
Yeah, because I guess I could see that in that aspect. If you had a bigger company that could take over a company and lower prices for a certain area.
Well, that's the whole Amazon reason why
I was going to say Amazon.
In theory, that works out for the general population, right? So it's a good thing.
Because it destroys economies, like local small business economies.
And kills laborers.
Yeah, because they know they're...
Physically and mentally.
Like, we're saying it's a good thing because we've never worked at Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, I refuse to. Like,
I've heard horror stories.
Luckily, I've never been in a position that I had to. But
Unless
I
switch
would...
to SAP and then I'll be there.
There you go.
Just realize that. Probably shouldn't shit talk companies anymore.
Yeah.
Comcast is never going to... I'll fucking quit. Fuck you, Comcast. I don't know why you would use SAP, but fuck off.
Well, they got to keep track of all their fucking, like, overpriced modems and shit.
Where their techs are taking a fucking nap.
That's right.
Check those vans in and out.
Bastards.
Comcast.
But anyway, back to, so what's going on with the merger?
So Microsoft, I think it was late last week, basically signaled that they were not planning on divesting Call of Duty. So if anybody's actually paying attention, a lot of the European nations were basically asking Microsoft to divest or basically split off the Call of Duty, sort of like Fox did with Fox News.
Okay, so buy Blizzard, but leave off Activision, or whatever the studio would be called for Call of Duty.
Yeah, whatever they Call of Duty, whatever.
Or so just leave off Call of Duty, but get the rest of the IPs?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same thing they did with Fox, where Fox News stayed Fox News, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know who technically owns it, but
I think Murdoch still owns it, Rupert Murdoch.
So that's still that, but they bought everything else.
Okay.
Which then they started, like, I know it's getting off topic again. They started popping up other Fox...
things?
Yeah. Like, they have their own streaming service now. They have Fox Nation. They have, like... They're building their own...
FCU?
Again.
Fox, or FU?
It's, yeah.
Just FU. Fox Universe.
Because they're starting to build their own content again. Like, clearly...
That's interesting. So they basically sold it all off and using that money to then
They got rid of the liberal shit and said, I'm going to go get Kevin Costner and Roseanne Barr and start something up over here.
Yeah.
Because they're doing a lot of, like, it feels very mid-America.
Midwestern?
Yeah.
I'm in.
It's,
Roseanne Barr did nothing wrong.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's on the show now. Take it.
Fox doesn't pay us.
Take it.
Yeah.
So I just got excited because you said Midwestern.
I just thought it was weird that all of a sudden, like, they sold off, like the studios, and now they're pretty much starting a new one. But I guess what Rupert wants to watch. He's like, I don't care about these fucking mutants and their issues. I want to watch Kevin Costner talk about Yellowstone for 5 hours. And now you have that Yellowstone documentary. Rupert Murdoch for you folks.
So basically they're saying that they're not going to divest it. So that was kind of interesting. Because obviously if they would divest that, I feel like it would probably sail through.
Easily.
Because that's probably the biggest sticking point. And then as Eric showed earlier today...
That's why Sony keeps sticking their dick in it.
Yeah. And as Eric so kindly posted earlier today, Microsoft signed a 10-year deal to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo platforms.
If it makes you feel better, I didn't click it. So this is news to me.
Yeah, I think I specifically said I wasn't going to click it.
I died laughing because I'm like, they don't even own Call of Duty yet, and they're already signing
you keep doing your little fucking committees over there, but we're making deals for 2024, right?
Yes. Yeah, so what happened if the deal doesn't go through? They just have to void the contract.
It's
basically it's the way it is they're getting access to all of Xbox games.
Oh, okay.
Including if the merger goes through, they would also gain all the access to Blizzard games, which includes Call of Duty.
That's smart, though. That's when they're saying, like, hey, well, we're not going to be a monopoly. Look, Nintendo can have it.
Exactly. And I did
Suck it, Sony.
Earlier today, which I think is because of the divesting thing that happened at the end of last week. There's a chess game going afoot here.
No, that's just dick swinging. There's a guy going, you want to block my thing? Nintendo can have it.
Yeah. They had Nintendo, the little stepbrother, sitting here like, here, can you hold this?
Have fun with Kratos.
Yeah. So, we'll see how that goes, but basically they're going to get access to their entire library. How much of that library actually goes onto the Switch, I don't know.
Us as gamers, who all of us have all three systems.
Yeah.
At this point.
I don't have the PlayStation.
You have a PS4, but So,
Yeah.
like, you can still technically get some of the games.
Yeah.
But you don't play them. This only benefits us, because they're going to keep swinging their dick of like, well, then this will get it free, or this will get it free. And it's like, you know what? I have both of your things. So I don't know why Mom and Dad are fighting.
So
I'm just
double
kidding.
double presents.
Double presents on
Yeah.
Christmas. This is fantastic. Everything's on Game Pass and everything's on PlayStation Plus. I would buy a game again.
No, it's very interesting how that is going down.
Sucks for developers.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some we're going back to Tetris.
And
That's
see
where
how
we're
it goes actually down the road after it happens. Like,
headed. Yeah.
it'll be cool for right now, but then after that, after like you grew up enough that mom and dad don't need to buy your affection.
When Mom goes and remarries
Yeah.
and gets another dickhead in life, it's like, oh no.
Talking about PlayStation Plus, I did see it was kind of interesting. I guess there's 16 new games going on, for free, I guess, for their extra. PS
I have
Plus
that.
extra.
And I've played Toy Story 2 for the PS1.
They go on Horizon Forbidden West is going on there, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's been out for about a year now. So.
Yeah, I never heard of it, but The Quarry.
That came out last summer. They were pushing that hard.
Resident Evil 7, which I'm pretty sure you
That's-
already bought.
I have 8. That's one behind.
Yeah, Outriders, Scarlet Nexus, Borderlands 3, which I thought was kind of funny. Tekken 7, Ace Combat 7, Earth Defense Force,
Tekken 7 makes sense. They just announced 8.
on Onyaki, never heard of it. Lost Sphere, I Am Sensuna, and The Forgotten City. And then if you have PS Plus Premium, which I don't know what the difference is.
I got that. It's more expensive.
You get more.
Yeah,
You get the PS3.
it's older stuff.
You get the PS2 catalog and the PS catalog.
The Legend of Dragons, PS1.
God damn it.
Wild Arms 2, PS1. Destroy All Humans, PS4. So, seemed like it wasn't. The PS seems like theirs is more older game related, whereas Xbox is sort of
But none of
the newer type stuff.
None of the good ones. You know why? Because fucking Activision and Blizzard own the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro rights, so you're not going to get that fucking game on there. Like, they're fucking pillars that built the Sony PlayStation. Their studios folded or sold off those assets, and now Sony can't get them back.
That's right.
Which is awful, because, well, it doesn't matter for me, because I have the Reignited trilogy and the Insane trilogy where you could go back and replay them.
Mhm.
But, like, you're never going to get any of the stuff that actually made PlayStation.
I agree. But, well, you never know.
There's
Maybe
Tekken
one
2
day.
on it. It's pretty nice. Bully keeps making a fucking rounds there.
Yeah.
But like you're not gonna get any of those cool like. The other problem too is most of the PlayStation's back was built on that strategy that happened when we were younger. Of a movie or show came out and they immediately made a game. Because a lot of the games that I used to play for the PlayStation were based on a TV show or like Rugrats, Toy Story. Like Small Soldiers was a fucking good game. Didn't make sense compared to the movie, but like you had the Gorgonites versus the Commandos. It was
Battlefront.
yeah. Like these are all things that are IPs in like other.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I don't see them ever making the transition, which was weird when all of a sudden like I did buy that package
Well,
and it had a shit ton of Disney games.
I think Battlefront is on Xbox, isn't it? I think they got a lot of.
Force Unleashed is.
I think they got a lot. I know they have Battlefront 2. I think they get, like, the newer version of Battlefront, but I thought they had the old one, too.
They might. They have Force Unleashed. I've seen those two on
They
there.
have that, yeah. I also think the flying game's on there, too.
Oh yeah, all like the Bounty Hunter, the Pod Racer one,
Yeah.
the Starfighter.
I think they have a lot. For some reason, I have no idea how they
EA.
got in with the mouse, but yeah. Oh,
EA.
Oh, EA. That makes sense. You're right, yeah. 'Cause they're the ones that don't, yeah.
And EA hoard the shit out of it. If you don't own a copy of those games, I don't know how. Like, I feel like they force downloaded it on some of my stuff. Like
They
the
just put it on
Bono
everything.
album that showed up on everybody's phone that one time. These like I have that Star Wars Bounty Hunter game on like the Switch, the PlayStation 4. It's on everything because it's just like, oh, it's free forever. Take it.
Take it. It's yours. So, anyway. So that's interesting. Hogwarts Legacy
I still haven't played it.
No, you still haven't played. Have you played it yet, Frank?
I haven't bought it, so no.
You are not dying on your causes.
Yeah. So I thought it was kind of interesting. The game creators basically said they don't have any plans for DLC. Which is kind of crazy considering, one, how much of a splash it came out with. And two, that's pretty big nowadays, is all these DLC and other pay methods, basically.
Well, are they going to just add updates to the game for free?
I mean, they did a hotfix. No, I mean, basically they're saying they're just going to fix bugs, etc. But like they're not.
This is the game.
Is the game that big? Like, did Jared beat it yet?
That was gonna be my question if anyone's actually playing it, because I don't know.
Tim and Jared are playing it.
Yeah. I don't know how much content's in there. I don't know.
It seemed like the main story can be finished fairly quickly. There's a lot of side quests, but apparently the main story, people had beat that before the full launch happened.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's if you fucking power run it.
Mm-hmm. You don't read, normal shit.
Yeah. So that baffles me because like games like Quidditch and stuff aren't in there either. From what I understand, you can't play Quidditch and like
you would think people would actually want to play that.
You would think that'd be a DLC. You would think maybe that cup that they did with the Goblet of Fire, like where they had like different schools compete, like maybe something like that, or like how do you not keep expanding that like Grand Theft Auto does?
I was just gonna say, I don't know if there's like PvP or all in there.
No,
how when you're in the dark arts thing and they do duels and stuff.
You can be good or bad too. Yeah. So like, how can you not have factions? Like,
I think the biggest problem for that kind of thing is just the fact that it's not an online game. It's a single player. Just.
Or why wouldn't that even be in development? Like, why wouldn't you be striving to multiplayer?
Or just,
unless there's Hogwarts Legacy 2.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that just screams multiplayer to me.
Yeah, but no, it's a single player.
I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought it was an MMO.
I thought it was WoW, but with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And then was told it was
that's
not.
That's a big L right there on their part. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just assumed that you're all.
But you're right. Maybe
in the class or whatever.
Maybe instead they're planning on a Legacy 2, and that'll be the big thing.
He's a 6th-year student, so technically he has one more year at the school. They go up to 7 in fucking Wizardry or whatever it is.
Well, there's 7 books.
That's what I was focusing on.
Well, that's because the last book was split to 2.
No, this is a movie.
I fucked up.
Yeah, it's been 6 years, but yeah.
Jimmy's played more of it than I have. And that was once.
Okay. Interesting.
I think he got sorted into a house and then went to bed. Didn't know what the hell he was doing, so I think he's a Gryffindor. It was just it's what it starts on.
Oh, so I was gonna say that's not right.
Yeah. Oh, he's Draco.
Right.
Nice. More Blizzard news.
Jizzard.
Diablo 3 is getting ready to come out with their last season 28, before Diablo 4 releases.
In June.
Yep. So this one's supposed to be coming with a lot of major changes, especially to like the Paragon levels and how progression works. They're also updating how the end runs are being played as well. They call them Rites of Sanctuary, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know. But we'll see how that goes. I'm wondering if it's a lot of... I'm curious if it's testing, per se. For 4. To see how people kind of react to it. I don't think it's going to be exactly what's in 4, but I think it has possibly sort of the same
stuff
concepts.
They weren't sold on putting in or not putting in.
Yeah, because it's very odd to see a major... I mean, this game's pretty old to see a major update to something like this.
Yeah, it's about 7-8 years old now, right?
Yeah, so it's a pretty substantial thing. I mean, like I said, they're changing the whole basically end game and the whole Paragon system works and sort of how the progression system works when you basically get max level.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I was actually debating. I was talking with Dan last night. I didn't realize it was actually coming out this early. Actually playing it. For one big brouhaha before Diablo 4 releases.
You buying that? Is there going to be cross-platform?
No. Hard no.
It'll probably be on Game Pass.
Should be cross-platform. It will probably be on Game Pass if Microsoft buys it.
Alright, I'll play.
But yeah,
I'll buy it for Sony out of principle.
I'd assume so. I assume it would be.
I'm down. I like that. I liked 3. 3 was my favorite because you could use the controller.
But Diablo 4, obviously, like we just said, is actually going to be coming out relatively soon. Early Access Weekend is going to be held. Closed and open beta is going to be starting in, I guess, March 17th through 19th with pre-orders.
It's in like 3 weeks.
Yep, so pre-orders will be given an entry ticket. So I guess I have to pre-order mine probably tonight because I haven't pre-ordered it yet.
You want to stream it?
If they'll let me. And normally they won't allow you to stream betas.
Oh.
Well, they will allow you to do it if it's like your early access, like you get it like 2 days beforehand or whatever.
Harry Potter. Where it's
Yeah,
everything.
but normally they will not allow you to stream the betas because it's giving away content. I don't understand giving away content or some shit. I'll find
It does give away the story.
Yeah.
8 months before I get it.
Yeah, so there you go. And then there is an official open beta March 24th, 26th. That one should be open to everybody. So I think that's the following weekend.
Then we can stream that.
Yeah. So normally the first one is usually, just testing with a much smaller group and they're just trying to find bugs, etc. The following weekend is usually the stress test. And then obviously what you're going to get access to, you're basically going to get access to all of Act 1.
Okay. Enough to tease you.
Yep.
You come back for a little
So you
bit
get all of Act 1, including the main campaign missions and all the extra quests that are involved with it. I don't know how big it's going to be, obviously. It's supposed to be open world, so I'm not exactly sure how you'll just get access just to Act 1, unless each act is its own open world.
Portals to different...
Or something. I don't know, so I'm a little confused on that one, because I thought it was just going to be one big map.
Yeah.
So when you're saying you're getting access to just one act, I get kind of confused. So I'm not 100% sure what that means. I don't know if you get access to the whole map, but you can only do the quests that are in Act 1, or whatever they consider Act 1. But you can go anywhere else, but you'll probably die, I would guess, because they probably will... Usually they'll also put a level limit in as well. So you can't level past...
Be 75 and then the game launches in June.
Yeah. Well, no. Normally the betas
reset.
You'll get reset. Yeah.
Well, then who wants to do that?
The open thing or whatever, the
Nerds.
pre-order thing or whatever. So like when you get it like 2 or 3 days earlier, you won't lose that. But all the what's it called? Because I was part of
3.
a lot of them. StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void, Heart of the Swarm, and Legacy of the Void. All of their betas. I was also part of the what the hell is their shooter game that I never even bought? Overwatch.
Bought both of them.
Yeah,
Did you play
them? I never bought them, but I was part of their I was part of their select beta team. I fucking didn't like the game, so I didn't buy it.
Oh, that's fair.
It was it reminded me way too much of Hat Fortress, which I guess I should have realized looking at the game, but whatever. So there's that. Hopefully we'll see where it goes. I'm kind of hopeful. I really wish I didn't fuck up Diablo 3. I like Diablo 3 when it first released, and in beta, because I also played in beta. I couldn't stand it once they started nerfing the shit out of it, and then they fucked up Torment, and then they got rid of the auction house, and then they just did so many bad decisions, and I just don't.
And now they're being sold.
Yeah, I don't know why they did what they did. It was kind of infuriating. Because it's not like it stopped people from doing it. It just made it harder for them to do what they were trying to do. Because like in Diablo 2, you used to trade and stuff and all that, and it was a fucking pain in the butt because you have to like drop things and like you do all these crazy things in order to trade shit in Diablo 2. And they actually put an auction. I don't understand why you got rid of the auction house. It made it so much safer, so much cleaner, so much easier. The only problem I guess with it was it was all gold based, but you could have fucking came up with some other solution. Whatever. Get me fucking irritated on that one. Like there was clear ways to make that fucking better, but they just chose to fuck it up. Anyway.
Fair.
PS5 players can now play Gran Turismo 7 in VR.
Ooh.
So I don't know if any of you guys ever seen any of those crazy ass setups that they have, where like your whole scene, it's like
You're in a car.
you actually crash. And
No,
the whole fucking
I
thing
own a
goes
car.
Crazy.
Right?
Yeah. I would love to actually like play in one of those one time, but I don't know.
That's one thing I'll never get.
Yeah.
Gran
Well,
Turismo?
I don't know. You should like. I wish they were at like Dave and Buster's or like something like that where you can actually like do it. Like you can play in Dave and Buster's. You can play the sort of thing with the lightsaber.
Oh,
You
Beat
put the
Saber
VR
thing?
thing?
Yeah.
No, the VR. It's not a Beat Saber.
Oh.
It's literal fucking Star Wars game.
They have a roller coaster ride where you sit there and it simulates you going through the track and everything. I fucked up my back.
Yeah. Well, this one you literally it brings down the whole thing. You put the whole VR headset on your head and you can walk around and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of neat. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's one of the things I would always like to try. But it's stupid expensive. Like stupid fucking expensive.
Usually that's the only game you play.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, obviously,
You got that set up.
yeah,
that's
if you got
what
that
play.
set up, that's pretty much all you are fucking doing. Because that's, I guess, your shit. I don't know.
Yep.
Not my thing. Yeah. And my last bit of news, Super Nintendo World is confirmed for Orlando Park. So I guess this is the second one inside Orlando. So they already
The
have
other one's
one.
in LA, isn't it? Or Japan?
Or, yeah, okay. So basically they're saying this is the second one. Okay, that would make sense then. I thought it was being the second one in Orlando. But yeah. So it's going to be the second park that they're going to have. They had a bunch of animation type things during the announcement. Nothing to do with a park. It was just like fucking Mario and it was fucking weird. I don't understand. Like,
Yeah, I think they just opened
they
one
have
in
a
LA.
very weird way of doing things like that, but whatever. So I don't know if that's because is Orlando losing something?
I assume Marvel's going to roll over back to Disney at some
Yeah.
point.
So
They put Guardians in Epcot, so I'm sure once Simpsons, fucking Marvel,
yeah, that might all leave there. So they're
Transformers, half that fucking park is technically Fox.
so they're so Super Nintendo World is going there. So that could be kind of interesting. You can have a bunch of different parks at Nintendo.
Did it say when it's replacing it or what it's replacing?
They just kind of made the announcement. They said it was the worst kept secret in history. I've heard about it for a while, but it was never really confirmed. So now they just obviously confirmed it.
I assumed it was going. Like, why wouldn't you? Florida's like the hotspot destination for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on the East Coast.
No, it doesn't say where it is because I don't remember. Yeah, it doesn't
'Cause-
say where it was. It just says it's yeah, it's
There's two, like, they've got a shit ton of Marvel rides. They got the Simpsons World, which I assume is eventually going to roll back. And they have the Transformers section, which I assume will one day roll back. So they got to start
But-
making shit like that.
But even girls, well, would Disney even want to take the IP back?
I think they would take Simpsons. I don't know they would take Transformers.
Like Transformers, I don't see them taking. Simpsons, I don't know why they would take Simpsons, to be honest.
I wouldn't. They do a lot with Simpsons.
Like what?
Disney Plus gets like a new short every time something
Oh
comes
no
out.
no no! I'm just saying, giving them the rights for the theme park.
Yeah, I think they would put it into their Magic Kingdom shit.
Yeah, but you don't have to give them exclusive rights.
But why would you want the enemy to have it?
The enemy.
It's Comcast. They have the enemy.
but they would pay. They would pay for it.
Yeah, but is it enough?
If the only way I would say unless you're planning on building an entire world or doing like a massive exhibit, I don't see why you would want to
It's Disney.
stop that money flow from coming in because it's, you know what I mean?
They did it with Star Wars as soon as they got Star Wars.
Yeah, but you build a fucking multiple theme parks around Star Wars.
Yeah, they'd probably do it with The Simpsons.
I don't know if they would do it for the
Probably do it better because like the Simpsons world in Universal was not that great.
Yeah.
A flaming
I
Mo.
don't know.
Oh.
I question the Simpsons one. Marvel, yes. Marvel, that's
Yeah,
like a
there's
no-brainer.
no way they're
you,
gonna do
you
that.
have to make a Marvel world at some point. Like that's just
They're starting
that
to.
just
They
has,
put Guardians in Epcot.
That's what I mean. They just have to. That's almost an inevitability. But like some of the lower IPs like that, like Transformers, I doubt they'll ever do a Transformers one.
You never know. They could be petty.
I mean, they could, but I just don't understand.
Wouldn't you be petty? Like, yeah, you have fun with Woody Woodpecker. Remember that guy? Little Harry Potter world. We're gonna do Diagon Alley. You're gonna do a fucking model after a London place.
Did you see the
Space.
the videos with the Transformers inside there that they talk back and
Yeah.
talk shit on all the customers?
Yeah. Megatron sits outside and just starts fucking with people.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want that in Disney? They got Gaston doing that. Give
Yeah.
Gaston a break. Bring in
Yeah.
Megatron.
Right, give him time off.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe they will. It's a good point.
I
It's a
could
good
see
thing.
them bringing Simpsons in just because of the longevity and how much they could do with it. Transformers, to your point, I could see them keep selling it to the universe.
I guess my thing with, like, I don't know if The Simpsons is still as big as. Well, I guess it is. They're still making a shit.
They're bringing back King of the Hill. I don't think they care.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, it's just, I don't know. I mean, granted, there's a ton of stuff you can do with The Simpsons. Like, it's such a fucking, yeah.
Disney wants to get an MLB.
Actually,
they can have the Isotopes.
What would be a great thing to do a theme park on would be South Park. Who owns South Park?
Viacom.
Paramount.
Paramount. But they sold everything to HBO, Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Because the CBS app was dying, so they got like a fucking $1 million a season or something for South Park to go to HBO Max. And now they're making... It's such a fucked up... That was like the whole Paramount specials, the Streaming Wars one, was making fun of that whole contract. Of the fact that HBO owns all their TV show stuff, and then Paramount said, I need you to make specials and movies for Paramount Plus that can't go on HBO Max because it's a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie was called Streaming Wars, and they made fun of that. Because they were selling popsicle stick boats to one company and then started selling them to another company. But that would be interesting. I don't know if you could get away with a South Park world. For kids.
That's not for kids, though. That's definitely an adult park only.
Would that be...
It'd be great.
Monetarily...
It'd be great.
It would be great.
It'd be great.
On paper and in practice, it'd be phenomenal.
It'd be great.
Financially, though... I mean, kids kill you at these fucking parks because they want everything. Adults are, unless you're serving alcohol, are a little bit more practical of like, yeah, I don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
Kids, they have to have it. That's where Disney makes their fucking money, is off the kids. So to have a South Park world, and you're walking in there just essentially for dick jokes and fart jokes.
I mean, actually, nowadays, Disney's actually getting more survived by millennials. But yeah.
And not to mention, they'd probably put it in Colorado, because that's Matt and Trey.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's gonna go to Colorado to go to that theme park?
No, I'm just saying.
Integrity Farms, pick your own weed.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if Orlando's losing all this shit, I mean, technically they could, like, I mean, that would be an amazing world.
You're not wrong. I want it.
You have the kid side and the adult side.
I don't know how you do a kid side to that.
No,
unless
the kid size Transformers.
At Universal.
Yeah,
what do you do? You card people as they come through the fucking like?
Yes.
Okay, you have a family.
You're over there.
Those ones have to stay out there.
Yeah.
Greeted by Terrence and Phillip. Have you guys been watching the new season?
No.
So
I go in and out because it's on HBO, so I just go in.
Well, they're getting the new episodes now.
Yeah.
So the last episode they did something with Harry and Meghan. I don't get why they made Meghan Canadian. She's an American. She's American.
Okay. I know.
Well, like I get Harry because like beady eyes, flop. Everybody who's not in America is the cut in half fucking character, but they made Meghan that character, and I was like, that's lazy.
Or just a weird shot that they're taking at her.
The whole thing was a weird shot.
They're technically living in Canada.
Well, yeah. Well, the whole point of it was Canada picked on them or something, so they moved to South Park, and then Kyle started picking on them.
Oh God.
It's weird. The first episode was better than the second one. But I get that was your last story.
Yep.
That's gonna do it for us this week on the Dace Man Show.
Wow.
Woo!
So next week we'll have to talk about it.
Not enough fucking subscribers for the Death Nut Challenge. Fuck you guys.
I just assume we gave up on that.
I said it in the chat.
Sinuses.
I said it in the chat. No one fucking responded.
That would clear my sinuses. We don't promote ourselves. We're just assuming we go live at 8. Be here.
Yeah.
And sometimes we might be live.
Sometimes we're not.
8-ish.
But next week, I think we're off.
Woo!
The week after, we might be off.
Woo!
We might be off for here.
We might be off for the next 3 weeks, but I'm going to try to make it so we're only off 1 week. And that's just going to have to be internal conversations here to all the viewers that are still here. Gimme, what do you got going on?
I stream on Mondays. Minecraft, please watch. I get pissed off on Wednesdays because I should be much better at Age of Empires. computers. I don't understand what's fuck going on here, guys. This is fucking flat out bullshit.
Tim's got strategies. You been paying attention to chat?
I am, and
Tim's putting the work in.
I've been doing what he's been saying, and I still get fucking steamrolled by computers. It's
Do you
bullshit.
play without us?
Yeah.
You're an asshole. Eric invites us almost every hour.
Yeah, poor little guy.
But Eric isn't that good.
Oh.
Like, literally,
Shots
it's
fired.
not
Wow.
that good.
Shots fired.
He's trying to get better. He might be our one viewer still paying attention.
Do you think he could be an easy computer?
Yes.
What else you got going on?
Um,
Okay, put me in awkward positions like that.
I know, right? That's pretty much everything I'm doing, I think. Oh, I got a gaming event too or some shit. I don't know.
I'll plug it. Don't worry.
Okay, yes, he's got that for me.
Frank, what do you got going on?
Again, if somebody's playing a stream game and it's multiplayer, I'm there in voice.
Now, hopefully, maybe we'll do Valhalla probably in a month or so.
Valheim.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
You
Yeah,
add so many letters to Valheim. Valhalla.
We'll do volume. Valium?
Value?
The funniest thing is, I think Dan's not gonna be able to play with us
Because he's on Steam.
because he's on Steam, and I don't know if that's gonna cross-platform correctly.
I'm shocked he didn't get into. He never played Age of Empires.
Well, the problem is he doesn't have the Game Pass.
Oh.
He doesn't have an Xbox, so
He
You have to buy it
Age of
for
Empires
computer.
is what, $2?
Yeah, it was cheap. We made Jared buy it.
Like,
No,
it's,
Jared didn't buy it. Jared
it's
got
probably
it.
like, I mean, well, it depends. If you buy the definitive edition, which is the remastered, it's probably like $20 or something.
exactly. Go buy it,
But if you
Dan.
buy like the old version with the shitty graphics, it's probably peanuts.
They're trying to get you to buy 4
$20.
Well, I can do get 4 is free for fucking if you have what's it called.
on PC.
Yeah.
We play on console. I'm digging the hotkeys on the console.
It's
Like the I hate that I can't like
On console?
set hotkeys like I do on the PC for my units. They have a way to do it on the controller, but it's a little clunky. The auto farms and just like that.
It's-
If you
it's
can
all-
find how do you get auto farms on the PC?
It's all automatically on.
Auto farm?
Yeah,
No. I mean, like, you could say, like, I want 5 work. Basically, it balances what your workers are doing. You do that on console. You hit the joystick, and it says, all right, I want them to go, like, Zerg Rush, shit like that.
So you're telling them focus more on food, focus more on this. Focus more
Yeah,
on that.
there's presets that you can just be like, all right, if I'm not paying attention, I know they're doing this.
I don't think you can do that.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to micromanage your units. I have no problems with it, but I also have a problem with making too many workers, and I think that's my biggest issue.
The trade-off is I don't get to, like... My horses get tied up with my trebuchets, and then they move slower than fucking smell.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you
and
have to
then-
change the formations.
Well, there's no way to, like,
It's hard-
control 1, control 2, like, set up groups.
On the console, it's really hard to pick. Like, if you have them all in a group,
Yeah.
it's hard to separate them out. PC, you can actually go into the window where it says the
No,
units you have
I bet you
and
could
click them
probably
out.
do it pretty. So
There's a
if
toggle
you're,
on it.
If you're on the what's called, how do you select in the thing?
Left directional, and he grabs all your military. Now, if you hold the left trigger
You
and
can't.
hit the
So
dimensional,
how
you
would
can
you
pick
just
certain units.
how would you just choose one unit?
That's fucking nasty. It's a cursor that you move with the joystick, but it snaps.
Yeah, randomly locks on different shit.
So what you have to do is, I was say, is whatever it is, you have to double click on it,
Yeah.
and it should select everything.
Oh,
of that
it
unit.
does do that if you can
Yeah.
get to it.
The most annoying thing about that locking thing
Yeah.
is, like, villagers
Houses?
when they're farming near your town center. Yeah, I know you can hit down on the D-pad, get to the town center, but, like, I just want to go click on it, and every time it clicks, it'll just
A
snap to
villager.
the fucking villager.
Yeah.
Like,
It
dude.
pisses me off to no end. That, or you're trying to build houses in like a normal formation,
Yep.
and it just, all right, you clicked A, but before you clicked A, I jumped over real quick.
Yeah, I keep getting it where it keeps snapping, like, yeah, I'm trying to put them right next to each other, and it keeps snapping, like, into the one I already have. Like, no, that's already placed.
I have those shit shift clicked in fucking multiple houses building all at once. Well, one after another.
Yeah,
That
there's
is
no...
nice with a keyboard.
Because again, my town center is constantly doing something. It's
Yeah.
it's either upgrading or making villagers. It never has a downtime. So I have issues massively with fucking farms or houses or whatever the fuck you want to call the damn things.
No, I get it. It fucking sucks until you start building more town centers too. Because you're trying to upgrade shit as you're trying to create
So
villages.
I think that's my
pain in
biggest
the
problem is that I don't really build another town center, and I think that is what's killing me.
I know I have like 3 or 4 now.
What?
I build those instead of the camps. like the mining camp and all that shit. I put that near the resources and just let them bring it to the.
So I would do that if the thing that drives me nuts is I wish I could build the town center so much fucking earlier. I would do that way more if I could just build the fucking town center at like the first level or second level. I don't understand why I have to wait till the third. Like, it's so long to get to that point.
I thoroughly agree.
Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Like I said, we'll probably be off next week, but we'll be back maybe the week after. We might move to the old school way of just audio. Maybe Google Meets. We'll see what happens, how the internet works. But like he said, we got this little thing coming up in like a month. The Dace Tacular Game for a Cause 10, and we have $50. 30 of it's me.
Woo!
Woo!
For $50, you get in on a PlayStation 5 raffle that comes with God of War Ragnarok. $35 gets you opening night tickets. That's that Saturday game at 4:05 for the Phillies versus the Reds. And then a minimum of $10 will get you a digital copy of whatever console you want of Marvel's Midnight Suns. Go to basementprotocolproductions.com/DGCX for more information and schedules, because those should be up at the end of this week. Yay! Anyway, that's going to do it for us this week. We probably won't be here next week, like I said. So, for the few...
For my chickens.
For the proud.
And that whale.
And for the Dace Tacular, thank you for tuning in. Remember, Basement Dwellers, stick to the protocol.
Fuck
See
your
you next
protocol.
time. What's up, Basement Dwellers? I hope you enjoyed the latest Basement Protocol Productions creation. I'm Chris the Dace Man Dace.
I'm Frank.
And we want to drop some social media plugs on you. Check us out on Twitter at the BPP Official for all our tweeting needs. Or you go over to Instagram at the BPP Official as well for all our picture needs.
Or Facebook/Basement Protocol Productions. Or YouTube/Basement Protocol Productions.
And if you're somebody who likes live, non-stop action content, you can go over to twitch.tv/Basement Protocol.
Or if you just like the internet in general, you can go to www.basementprotocolproductions.com. Either way you do it, doesn't matter. We'll see you next time.